Yeah, well, that's pretty much the modern day problem, right? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I'm just gonna say nice. Yep. Yep.
Dublin Tower test pilot 2 tree at runway 28 left ready for departure straight out departure.
Yep.
Test pilot 2 tree leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
They don't want doing it. Yeah, it's what the incels have been saying for years. Yeah.
Test pilot 2 tree, please acknowledge.
course, of course. The deer, the chimpanzees.
Test pilot 2-3. Did you
Yeah, the
repeat?
dominant male will fuck every chick.
Test pilot 2-3. ATC services terminated. End A.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, man. I don't know. There's no winning with your sister, man, to be honest. Yeah, you should tell those people, well, that's how you fucking find out if a fucking medication's gonna work or not. If it works on an animal similar to us, then it will work on us. Yeah, it's just a rat. It's just a rat. Yeah. No, but it's also you have to assume these people are so fucking dumb. You just have to assume that all the time because otherwise they're gonna be like, oh, but it's just a shrimp. It's like, whoa, then you have to address that, right? You waste your time explaining that to them. It's like, well, no, then exactly, exactly. Yeah, it's fucked. Really? Yeah. All the dating apps, they need you to pay, right? Yeah, so I have you ever heard of Badu or Badoo? It's besides the point, right? It's another dating app, right? I've had this thing for like a couple of months, just like for shits and giggles, just like looking at the chicks on it. And then I got a fucking like, but the fucking app doesn't let me, they blur the picture of the person. And then if I want to reveal what they look like, I have to fucking pay a subscription. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? It's so pointless. Yeah. I don't know if it's Bumble or not, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, it's not even a fucking conversation. It's text, and they're too fucking dumb to even do that. So yeah, I just feel like you can't make a demand of the other sex if it's completely absent in your whatever sex you are. Like I was gonna think of like whatever fucking game is. It's like why the fuck like you can't even fucking do it, and you're fucking telling these dudes like yeah they're so fucking stupid. I mean it's not even that they're stupid. It's just like what the fuck? Yeah, you're a human being. And it's like you're fucking demanding unrealistic bullshit, but you can't even do it yourself. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, they catfish.
Test pilot 2-3, did you hear my last transmission?
And just in general, they just make you feel shitty. It's just oh both. And like, man, if you're a regular Joe Schmo, first off, it's going to be a rare thing to even get like, perhaps never. But if you do, it's going to be the bottom of the bucket, dude. It's going to be the bottom of the bucket in terms of fucking chicks, and it's just like, what's the point? What's the point?
Test pilot 2-3, acknowledge last transmission.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. He doesn't have to say anything. He doesn't have to say anything. Yeah.
straight out at runway 25 left.
Hong Kong Tower, China Eastern, 2902, ready for IFR departure runway 25 left. China Eastern 2902, line up and wait. Line up and wait, China Eastern 2902. Test pilot 2 tree, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Clown World.
China Eastern 2902, altimeter 29.92 with calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left, China Eastern 2902. Test pilot 2 tree, did you hear my last transmission? China Eastern 2902, contact Hong Kong, departure on 124.05. Good day.
Do you think your sister would be confident defending her views on like what's considered cheating outside of your family? Well, just like anyone, yeah, just like anyone. It could be me, it could be like whoever.
Test pilot 2 tree, please acknowledge. Hong Kong Tower, Cathay 520, at runway 25 left, ready for departure IFR to Narita. Cathay 520, altimeter 29.92 with calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left, Cathay 520.
Well, you'd probably just kick her off, right? But like, I don't think it would be possible, right? Because she'd probably disagree with everything he says.
Tree, please acknowledge.
Which one's softball? Oh yeah, okay. And they do that weird pitch. Yeah. Yeah. There's no nuance. Fucked. It's fucked.
Bohemia 603, turn next taxiway. Bohemia 603, turn next taxiway.
Damn. Damn.
Bohemia 603, contact ground on 121.875.
There's no winning.
Going to 121.875.
Wait, when did this happen exactly? Probably already mentioned. Oh. Where is she now? Oh. sucking on the toes. No. Well, I think you once told me about a woman complaining that her man didn't defend her with just his bare hands or some shit. I don't know. Well, yeah, dude. No, they have no concept of violence.
Macedonia Tower test pilot 2 tree at runway tree 4 ready for departure straight out departure.
I can't imagine. Yeah, let them talk to them World War II nurses, get them all sorted out.
Test pilot 2 tree, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Damn, dude. Damn.
Test pilot 2 tree, please acknowledge.
Guess that's the McLaren if he does that, dude. Make her lose her neck strength. Start swerving the car violently when she does that. I don't know, what are you gonna do, man? It is what it is, right?
Transmission.
What's the holiday Monday? Oh, Victoria Day. Damn. Um,
Sierra Alpha Yankee Bravo traffic test pilot 2 tree taking off runway 19er straight out departure.
but I want I want her to go to like an auditorium full of people and say everything that she says in front of everyone. I want to see if she'll still say it. What? This is Antarctica, right? Yeah. Can you see constellation? Yeah, I think, yeah, you can see some stars, right? Well, I wonder how the hell they fucking did that. Set up that base there at Antarctica. But what is it? A base? Hmm. You know, how important do you think a ring light is? That thing for YouTube. shooting videos.
Kilo Echo Bravo traffic test pilot 2 tree taking off runway 19er straight out departure.
One thing that I tend to find myself doing now, I guess it's pretty much what you've been doing, is just mentally check. Like when a chick starts talking about something she has no fucking clue, I either leave the room or I try to zone out, listen to music, whatever. Because otherwise it's just raising my blood pressure, you know? I can't just fucking and they fucking expect you to go just nod your head like yeah, yeah, so sure, because you know they're so used to nobody calling them out on their shit or whatever.
Kilo Echo Bravo traffic Sierra uniform 27 Bravo Delta taking off runway 19er departing straight out.
Nothing. Just look at the mountain thing or whatever. Oh fuck. You know how to solve a Rubik's Cube? Yeah. Nope. Sounds like there's fucking people in my backyard. Yeah, but I know it's the fucking neighbors. I don't know, man. Some kind of party they're doing or some shit. I don't know. I just hate people who just don't fucking stop with the fireworks, man. Wait, why tomorrow? Oh, so both days for Victoria's Day. Make your cheesecake. Oh, I asked if you made your cheesecake yet. What, next weekend? Better get it quick. Or else the fucking grocery prices are gonna rise again. Maybe Trudeau banned TikTok. Better than you told me. That's hilarious. Yeah, you told me before. I think I downloaded it, and I had no fucking clue how to use it. And I just deleted it. I don't know if it's because I'm fucking retarded or old or some shit, but dude, I guess the pool saved you. Yeah, she's my new wife. the wife to end all lives. Yeah, you see my other message. What's the matter, dude? I think we got fair value in that fucking contest. It's, damn, dude, you can fly the planes that flew into the fucking Twin Towers. That's incredible. Yeah, you just gotta pledge your allegiance to America, then you can buy it. They don't they don't give everybody that plane, Brock. They only give the select few, you know what I mean? After what happened, you know, they don't want that plane out and about. Damn, dude, it's a fucking Airbus. It's a fucking Airbus. Man, I gotta make revenue off of YouTube, dog. I need some fucking ideas.
Tree Mike Papa, leaving my airspace frequency change approved. Tree Mike Papa, did you copy?
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
What is that?
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Tree Mike Papa, did you hear my last transmission?
shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you.
Tree Mike Papa, acknowledge last transmission.
I don't know.
Tree Mike Papa, did you copy?
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Tree Mike Papa, acknowledge last transmission.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Allah Akbar.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
So what would you do if your sister went on Fresh and Fit and had a complete mental breakdown live?
500. Overspeed. 400.
Yeah, like say she just gives dumb answer after dumb answer and then like gets
Overspeed.
pointed out to her and like even the other chicks turn on her and she fucking like cries and storms off. What are you saying to her? Yeah, what are they? Damn. 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 Damn, dude. What would you say to your sister if, when she came back from that, she tries to sue them? Damn.
Tower Boeing Alpha Sierra 747 ready at runway 23 departing straight out.
Yeah. Is this basically the plane that's Air Force One? Really good. Fuck, you're on the grass. I don't know, dude. You gotta get rid of some of them fucking feminist passengers.
Alpha Sierra 747 ready for straight out departure at runway 23.
Hmm.
Boeing 747 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Damn, dude. I don't know, dude. Fucking dust out the goddamn joysticks, dog.
Boeing 747 please acknowledge.
They fucking sell fucking bullshit for how much money again? Huh. I like how they bend. Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Tower EVA 112 tree ready for departing straight out at runway 2 tree.
Allah snack bar. That's a big ass plane, dog. Yeah. Kind of looks like a bird. How much does this fucking plane weigh, dude?
EVA 112 Tree ATC. Services terminated. Good day.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tower Fusion 112 Tree at runway 2 Tree ready for departure, departing straight out.
Damn, dude, what happened?
400.
ISM 112 Tree ATC, services terminated. Good day.
Fifty, 40, 30, 20, 20, 10, 20, 10, 10, 5,
Let's try. Huh. Can you just fly over the Mandarin?
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. Too low terrain. Too low terrain. Pull up. Too low terrain. Pull up. Too low terrain. Pull up. Too low terrain. Too low terrain. Too low terrain.
retard. 5,
Yeah. There is no understanding, dog. You're gonna run out of room. Nice, dude.
Rouge 1575 acknowledge. Last transmission. Cleared to land runway 24 right, Rouge 1575. Rouge 1575, follow the generic on final. Wind calm caution, the generic landing runway 24 left. Cleared to land runway.
Thought it was good again. We've got another good series out of Abuza, which I just want to, every time this happens, I'm going to bring it up. I can't believe this guy was running a sub. But this is a big win for Seattle. They needed this for points. I think this puts them in the
Top
sixth
6
spot now. Yeah, they're tied for.
I fly where the mission takes me.
For 5-6 with Miami. So a big weekend out of them for getting points for champs, and have to see how they continue to play.
Yeah, this was definitely a big matchup for them. I mean, these teams are scrapping for points right now, bro. I mean, they need as many points as they could possibly get. But, Benjay, we got Seattle, Surge, Carolina. What did you think about the series today? Seattle got the W.
I thought, we talked about before the series started, it's a tale of two different kind of styles. Carolina's a little more structured. They love to kind of 3-1 and pinch. And Seattle is a lot of face smashing together and kind of a full-on aggression. I thought the aggression one day, and you kind of saw the war of attrition on that last map, Rio. I know Carolina plays this map a lot. Haven't been particularly good on it in land, and they got kind of bowled over pretty early on the map. And even though, the scoreboard shows it's lopsided, I mean, I think at the end of the day, Seattle was just the better team on the day.
Another thing to note,
before got slammed first map.
Another thing to note is that Seattle used to be a very dog shit control team. We used to make fun of them all the time on the show for just like leaving points open.
For high-rise control in particular.
And just looking absolutely lost. Yeah, and they've turned the control game around. They're pretty much sitting at around like 50-50 in all game modes, which is quite impressive. If you're going to be a middle-of-the-pack team, and you're pretty much even across all the game modes, it doesn't really mean that you have a strength, but it also really doesn't mean that you have a weakness. So that's pretty tippable out of them. I will say that in this series specifically, though, Ravens choked the fuck out of that control after pretty much almost going for the entire reverse sweep on it. They ended up getting a defense, and it looked like they just forgot how to play the game, because they played every other map or every other round up until that comeback really well. They played a fucking solid defense right before it to guarantee themselves another defense. And then on that last defense, they just spawned out, bro. Like, they just were not playing the game. It looked like they put their controllers down. and they got shit on. So this could have been a deeper series, but it
Yeah.
is what it is.
What did Carolina end up placing? Top 8?
Top 8.
Top 8.
Top 8. So, I mean, going home, I mean, it's not a bad weekend for Carolina. They did get a top 8 placing. I'm sure they wanted a lot more than that, but
The other 15 points would have been big.
They're in the 8th right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're tied with us, right?
Yeah.
I think we're 9 points.
So they're in the mix for a champ spot. Those 15 points would have been massive.
mhm.
And as we said, getting 7th and 8th, great for champs, but you want to get the 6th spot because probably playing optic in phase round 1 in the 7th 8th spot, it's not ideal, Tom.
Yeah, you definitely want to try and get up there because, I mean, yeah, you don't want to play the top teams early.
Yeah.
But how do you guys think Carolina's feeling after a weekend like this? I mean, they're going to go home. I don't see this team making any changes. I thought, obviously, the ARs played good this weekend. I thought Clay and Fellow looked a lot better on land. I think TJ's consistency really was impressive this weekend. I know, TJ hasn't always been the most slay-heavy player, but he's a very good, fundamentally sound player. And this weekend, he was picking up some kills. And then, of course, we had the rookie Win, who he had a good series at a 1.18 here. Obviously, they didn't get the W, but I definitely think they turned some heads this weekend. Don't you guys think?
I mean, a lot of people were expecting to come in and be solid, and I think they delivered. As we'll see with these sort of bottom 8 teams, there's some weird matchup things that happen. Seattle versus Carolina. So I think if you're Carolina, you stick at keeping what you're working on. Obviously, you want to get Clay there for all the online qualifiers if you can, because their record is so much better when he's in Carolina and when he's playing in Texas. And they got to get as many points as possible online, make that major 4 as easy as possible.
I think if anything, this weekend, not even just in relation to Ravens, but just as the league as a whole, it kind of put Miami and like Seattle on like this radar of like teams that people need to look out for a lot more and stop underestimating. And on top of that, I feel like these two teams specifically got really good at maps like 6-star that came in with the new map sets, and they got ahead of the curve on those maps. So either teams are going to have to start like vetoing it because I feel like they played it in the majority of their series. They were getting a ton of 6-stars, both teams. Or teams are going to have to start getting better at that map and figure out what they're doing and like make it their own because I feel like that's like as much as they played great on the other maps that they won, like they played a ton of 6-stars and they just kept winning the S&Ds on them, the hard points on them, and it was just putting them ahead in every single series.
Yeah. Pat, what did you think about Carolina as a whole? Over the weekend.
I mean, obviously, it was a positive weekend for them, but I hate to be that guy. I still think they need to make a roster change. My problem with this Ravens team is that they haven't, solidified themselves better than the bottom 8. Like, we talk about them, are they a 5th, 6th team, whatever, but they still lose to quite a bit of those teams in that bottom 8. And for me, when you're looking at champs and you're like, all right, well, there's only 8 teams that qualify for champs, and you're talking about wanting, obviously, to try and upset a top 4 team, which is more unlikely. But even getting 5th, 6th at champs, I feel like they just need to make a move between either Clay or Fellow. I don't really care who. Just kind of, again, solidify that they have a little bit more consistency on their roster.
Do you think one change in the AR would be that much of a difference?
I personally think so. And I'll say the reason is, I mean, obviously online we know Fellow is not good, but we don't get consistent series out of Clay and Fellow often. Like, even when they do play, when they play well, we're like, oh my God, they're fucking gross. But it's literally one event or one match at an event. And it's usually versus a pretty bad team. So for me, I just think they have to make a change. Gwyn and TJ have been the only consistent players on this roster for me. And when it comes to champs, I mean, consistency is going to be
I'm going to be honest. As much as it would be ideal for let's say when we're looking at this roster change.
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify Point of Sale, the all-in-one POS solution built on the world's most powerful commerce platform. Whether you have one location or 1,000, your team can sell their best with Shopify POS. Sign up for a free trial today.
No joke.
It's like you're assuming let's say Ravens or just they can get a superstar that is gonna you can just tell just by how good he is and skillful he is.
I don't think they need a superstar.
He's gonna change the dynamic of this team. I personally think that if they do that, which I know for a fact there's no way they're going to, you're going to run into an LAG situation where you're essentially just replacing another player for another player, and it's going to make zero difference in your gameplay, and in fact, it could potentially make you regress. I don't think
picking up Slasher for Clay or Fellow makes this team regress in any way.
I don't think they get better or they get
no
worse.
point.
I don't think there's a point to it.
I think they get
and
better.
also, there is no way in hell that you're and then with the way that Fellow has performed, at least online, maybe you could justify his online performances as a reason to make a change, but you're not getting rid of Clay. Clay is easily the more aggressive AR usually on this team. He's the one that's been consistently putting up a lot of damage. Even if they do, even if he doesn't like participate in the KD department, like the only person that you, especially if you're looking at Slasher, like you just mentioned, it would be Fellow. But Fellow had a phenomenal weekend, and he played very good against Optic. He played very good against LAG, and he had a pretty good series here. Ultimately, I don't think a roster change is why this team lost this team. They choked the fuck out of High Rise, and then again, it's just a map pool thing. We said it even when what was it? Miami was playing like thieves, and Octane was here. We were talking about how like some of these map sets just don't look particularly good for the teams that are playing against, let's say Miami and Seattle, and that's why. Like it's literally just a map pool weakness. They got ahead on 6-star. They got it in every single one of their series, at least at one point in their victory, whether it was through a hard point or through a search. For both of these rosters, they were just ahead map pool wise. These teams need to go home. They need to either figure out a way to combat this map pool, get better at other maps, and be able to veto it, or they just need to get better at this map and copy and paste what these teams are doing. Because, like, I'm sorry for rambling here, but like,
No, you're good, bro.
even like Miami, like just played Optic right here. We watched it, and like, dude, they almost beat the fuck out of a top 4 team on that map. Like, these teams are just ahead on that map, and when it comes to playing the lower tier teams, they need to find a way to combat it.
I mean, Carolina's also going to get better in Rio. I think
Yeah.
Rio Hardpoint, they play a lot. They struggled to Rio S&E. They got Kyler in this series. I don't think, listen, Pat, I hear you. I don't think Carolina's making a roster change. They're going to stick it.
Well, question for you, Ben.
Yeah.
If they don't qualify for champs, do you look back and say, damn, I wish they would have made a roster change after Major 3?
No, I mean, I think it would have been just play. I hate to say it. I think it would have been just playing better online during the first 2 stages would end up being the difference.
No, but that's not the. We're talking about like right now from the rest of the year. If you have 2 timelines,
Bro,
one
I'm
they just
not
don't
playing
make
this-
champs, and
this
when they do,
stupid what-if game,
do you not
like-
go back and think, damn,
Bro,
maybe they
like,
should have made a
come on,
change?
like-
I'm just saying, bro. I think ahead in this stuff, and I think they're gonna regret not making a change.
It would have
if
been
they
nice.
don't.
It would have been
you do
nice
you,
for them to
man.
make a change like earlier in the season when
been
like
begging for that.
when they were like actually struggling, and like Fellow was an actual outlier on this team as to why they were fucking placing or losing a fuck ton of online matches.
You always pack a punch.
But now
that's just what I'm saying.
it's not even a case, bro. This team has improved a lot. Like I said, I don't think there's a roster weakness here as to why they placed the way they did, or they're going to continue to perform the way they are. The way they do online. It's not a roster thing.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. You all right, Ben? Go on. Take another
No, I'm
swig.
good.
Take another
I'm good.
swig of this.
I'm
Go ahead.
enjoying
Come
myself
on, take
right
another
now.
drink.
I would be enjoying a Ghost Energy a little bit.
We don't got those right now. Let's move on to the next series of the day. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the New York Subliners. This one ended in a 3-0 finish for the Atlanta FaZe. I'm going to be honest with you, probably the biggest news of the day. Of the weekend. I mean, Atlanta FaZe ran through this series so quickly. We'll scroll down and take a look here at the stat sheet. It was actually Dante who was the only one positive for the New York Subliners. Bulldog, the Kismet, he had a really tough series here at .57 on the other side. He did have a rough weekend, to be fair. I mean, they're still in it, but yeah, up to now, he's definitely had a few tough series. But then on the other side, you have Atlanta FaZe, who everybody pulling their way. You have a 1.42 from Draza, a 1.37 from Simp. Selling with a 1.08. Abizi, he's got a 0.96, but he's throwing down that damage, keeping up in the damage department. I mean, these guys were firing on all 4 cylinders. Simp continues to just play like an MVP. I mean, I feel like he's got to be the lead runner in the MVP race right now. Would you guys agree with that?
I mean, him and Scrappy, I think.
The other reason this series was
too.
close is because in map 2, Chris made a lot of good plays, but he also made some bad plays. But, bro, this New York team, I think at Respawn is the easiest read for FaZe. They just know that Kiz is going to go on these long routes. They know how Caesar plays. And they know when they kind of isolate, make Paco last alive, they just kind of stick together and don't get singled out. Like, it is a big mismatch in the respawns. There's not a lot of ways that New York can attack their map pool. They've tried a lot of different ways the last couple of series, and it's been tough. They tried Vista in this. They got fucking slammed. I don't know, man.
FaZe have 0 map pool weakness. They have 1 map, essentially, that they don't play, and they are allowed to have that auto veto because it doesn't matter what else you play them on. You're going to get fucking shit on.
Invasion S&D could be interesting, though. I was a little bit worried about 6-star going in this series. They grind this one out. FaZe's defenses on 6-star are still suspect. They got to clean it up. Invasion S&D a little bit wobbly, but... Bro, they look really good on Vista Hardpoint. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, honestly,
What
Draza
do you
just had
do?
a quiet series, Ben.
Yeah, after the series, Ben goes on. Draza had a pretty quiet series, I feel. He got a 1.42.
They weren't spectating.
Or was after map 2?
Yeah, it was after spectating Chris.
Yeah, they were spectating Simple a lot. Dan, what did you think about the series? FaZe came out and they took care of business. What are your thoughts?
I mean, that form's crazy, right? I think they tied their win streak for most consecutive matches.
They did tie it
at
now,
13.
huh?
Right? Yeah.
That's
Obviously,
crazy.
they're in form, and Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of said it. The map pool, their map pool's here. They just get rid of sub base, I believe, and it's just like take your pick with us. So yeah, tough team to beat, obviously, and then New York. I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure you guys say it. They're top 4, but there may be a tier between New York and these other teams, and FaZe kind of shows
Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think it is with New York? Like, what do you think was the biggest problem today? Because it didn't look like they were shooting back today.
Bro, they're the easiest read of all time.
It's not even that. It's just like in general, Kismet is just not as good at this game. Like the way his play style is just not as effective. It's just not as effective. Like he's had a lot of struggling series. Dante's had his critics, but he shows up. He plays fine here. Hydra had a quiet series. That's an actual quiet series there, Ben. And then Sky is also didn't play particularly well when he's also been like a top 2 player for this team. But I mean, the main culprit is just it's flat out it's Kismet. He's just not as effective at this game. You're seeing pretty much every other submachine gun player on these top 4 teams be able to find form at times. Pred, Shotzi, Abizi, Simp, even Kleenex, and Envoy. Even though he had a very struggling portion of his run on this game, he's been able to pull it back, but Kismet just hasn't been able to like get it together this
By
entire
playstyle,
year.
you mean just his pace, like the way that he just kind of headbutts and runs?
I think he takes a lot of long routes, and especially for the ARs on FaZe, like Salim and Draws, like they're always aware of the pinch when it's coming, and I just think, like you saw also the situation that happened on, I think it was a P5 row where Abizi hard played for Kiz, who was bottom. Like I just think FaZe has got the easiest read on them in respawn, and it's just a weird map.
What'd you have for
mismatch.
dinner,
The only way
bitch?
that New York has really challenged these guys when they played is taking it on map 5, and they clutched up one invasion search a while back. FaZe won the other one recently, and then since then it's been kind of one-way traffic in this matchup.
I mean, surely Kismet can adapt a little bit here, right? I mean,
he's gotta.
It's a new game. He's just gonna have to adapt. I guess we would say the pacing might be off a little bit here, Pat. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we think that, right? But like, I mean, it took Envoy a little while. Like, Kismet's had like 7 months. I don't know, 6 months since this game has been out. Like, I don't know. I kind of disagree with Chris. It's just a different game, and it doesn't suit him and his style.
That's why I said.
I agree with you. That's why I led
You said
with.
disagree.
No, he said agree.
Did he? Oh.
Yeah, he said agree.
It's kind of the inverse of like FaZe and MW2, right? Like, just the sub duo gets drastically. I kind of just. Kismet's had like 7 months. I don't know, 6 months since this game has been out. Like, I don't know. I kind of disagree with Chris. It's just a different game, and it doesn't suit him and his style.
That's why I said.
I agree with you. That's why I led
You said
with.
disagree.
No, he said agree.
Did he? Oh.
Yeah, he said agree.
It's kind of the inverse of like FaZe and MW2, right? Like just the sub duo gets drastically better in this game, and I think New York's gets worse. Obviously, Hydra hasn't had as big of a fall off, but yeah, Kiz was like co-MVP last year on this New York team, and he's just not able to put it together in this game.
And I want to say this: if you want to know why his FaZe team is so good, just watch the plays that Sam makes in both these respawn maps and the search. Like, this guy's the best player in the game. Scrap's up there with him, but the stuff that Chris is doing.
What do you
that
think
SMB
your
is
sister
supposed
would
to
say
be. He's making offense for big, and the
if that dude she's with right now dumps her for like a younger chick?
Invasion control is what Chris does, rotating between bomb sites, mid map, going fire tank, hitting dark alleys, staying alive, hitting long pitches.
He's a tough player to keep track of when he's in flow state. It's hard to keep track of him, and he's an impact on the map. Like, he'll take the space and he'll pin teams back. Like, he's a hard player to play against for sure. I'm still waiting for MC to shoot bodies and die, and Crowder to lose full.
Bro, he almost did in the.
He almost did it. We were watching the control, and MC was the only guy capping on 8 point. Me and Dan were watching, and we were like, holy! He was lighting his guy's body up. He was one shot, lighting his guy's body up in the open. We were just waiting for this guy to die.
I was here with you guys, and we're like, yeah, Crowder's probably pissed. I actually talked.
You've found your perfect vehicle, customized it to your liking, and are ready to get into the driver's seat. With Click to Buy, you can reserve your vehicle, and the final stages of the purchase can be done on your terms. Upload all relevant ID and payment info, like.
Talked to MC and RJ and Nick Proto sort of a couple hours after, and I asked them about that play. And MC was like, yeah, if I died there, I was going to jail. So
Is that what he said? He said that? He said he was going to jail?
And RJ agreed. It was 2 months jail.
Yeah. For those of you that did miss the tweet, this is what Celium did tweet after the series today.
It's a crazy tweet.
I would love to know who the hell is making these for him. Did he request this graphic?
He had Gersh to help him.
I think I've done that one on the flank before.
Have you done this? He stole your
You
shit?
see that footage of P. Diddy hitting that woman?
Yeah, you've done this before.
This
it was
guy
Kiz.
MC. But I'm not gonna lie, like
my
bro,
coworker
I
showed
remember
me
on the
that
flight
today,
when you
and I was
said that these
dying
guys
of
need to have more
laughter.
beer. We've talked about this before, bro. Face shooting bodies, like talking
That's
shit,
what they gotta do,
like
bro. Because look, we all know they're better than everyone else. If they make the other teams know that too, it's a whole different story.
It's all mental. Bro.
It's a mental game. It's a mental game at the end of the day. Any other final
I don't
thoughts
know.
on
I
the
think
series? This was like a
she
40
was
minute
like
series.
leaving his
40 minute
place.
Yeah, it's
series.
the only 3-0 so far
And
this
he just
weekend.
The only
ran and
3-0,
fucking
yeah. The
punched
only
her,
3-0 this
dude.
weekend, which is kind of crazy.
That is
Usually we have a lot more.
No, Ravens 3-0 to LAG.
Oh, true.
It's the only other one.
Oh, good catch, Duarte. I forgot about
LAG
that.
was here this weekend.
No, that's not right.
Jesus Christ.
All righty, let's move
Oh,
on to
fuck
the
is
next series of the day. We have the Toronto Ultra going up against the Optic Texas. This one ended in a 3-1 victory for the Toronto Ultra. Yeah, we'll scroll down. We'll take a look at the stat sheet here. Jesus, mono. Looks like everybody was pulling weight on both sides. Kenny struggled a little bit on the Optic side, but he was putting that damage down.
Just couldn't finish
He just
kills.
couldn't finish kills. He was
You got
putting the
that guy
damage.
in fantasy, Ben.
I'll be honest.
Well,
It
what
was
if,
maps 3 and 4
Canada
where Kenny struggled.
fucking enforces a law where all white people have to bow or get on their knees on like MLK Day? Damn, dude. So you're saying there are a lot of bigots in this country?
Struggled. It kind of hindered his stats a little bit because maps 1 and 2 he was
but
doing his
see,
thing.
I want to be,
Actually, not really.
I want to
Maps
be
2 he got
fair, and I
poked
want
on
to go
toe.
to Dan to see if Dan backs me up. Like, Ken obviously needed to finish a couple of kills in this series, fair. But I thought his teammates also made some particularly poor decisions in map 2 and 3. Like, do you agree, Dan? Like, can't put the full blame on Kenny for this loss.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing to look at is, like you said, usually when someone's this negative, you look at their damage, and, I mean, he's, what, 50 damage off Dashy?
Yeah.
Obviously, the S&D round 1, I don't know what happened there. I think that was, like, a round that kind of swung the momentum in the map 2. And then map 3, I mean, they just threw a defense at the end. So, obviously, he wishes he could have got a couple more kills to make some of these invasion rounds closer or just close them out. But it's a tough one, and I'm sure Kenny's kind of kicking himself like, damn, I wish I could have finished a couple more kills. Like 5 more kills could have probably been the difference in this series.
Pat, I want to throw it over to you. The first round in that S&D definitely was a checkout for sure. We might even need to pull that up just to take a look at it. But Pat, what did you think about the series?
I just think Toronto's better, Tom. I mean, I know this is the first time Optic has lost to a team not named FaZe in like 4 months.
What is this supposed to be?
Obviously, there's some
No, what you're building?
matchup stuff in the qualifiers that kind of helps that stat. But yeah, I mean, look, I just thought once Toronto put it together and they stopped being as inconsistent they were, they got their S&D a little bit better. I just think they're still ahead of this Optic team. And I don't think that gap between Optic and everybody else was as big as you guys had thought. And I'm excited for the rest of this tournament because I think Optic is winning no more series, Tom.
I will say that this series reminded me of when Optic played FaZe online, where I feel like they just fucking choked. Like that S&D, obviously they fuck up on that round. They end up just losing the rest of the map. But that control, the way they lost it, was absolutely unacceptable. They literally needed like 10 seconds to win. They were all covering certain lanes. Granted, it wasn't the optimal setup, and they probably turtled a little bit. There was just a big miscommunication, or I don't know, just some sort of read as to like what they were watching. And Kleenex was able to slip through and just shoot people in the back that he had no business slipping through or slipping by. And then they ended up just collapsing and then going into, or now having to win an offense on Invasion where they pretty much would have closed it out. Obviously, I don't know if that's going to change the entire direction of the series, but they would have at least extended it by another map, going into another S&D. And with Toronto struggling in S&D, yeah, they were able to get one on the board against Optic this series. Who knows if they would have been able to like get to. So
I will say, Chris,
they choked.
Toronto's actually been really. We should give Toronto flowers. They've been very good at search so far in the 2 series they played this event.
Yeah,
so
they've played 2 S&Ds total.
Maybe they've turned a corner in the game. We'll see tomorrow.
So this is the moment here in the first round where Kleenex jumps out to check the bomb in a 2v1. There's like 9-10 seconds left on the clock, but nobody from Optic is on the bomb. And it's weird because they knew Kleenex was in red, right? They had the info. They knew he was in there.
Back it up like 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, they knew he was here.
Bruce was definitely making plays. If I had to guess, I think AG thought that Toby jumped out of the bed
And went towards
like
P2.
diner or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like right here, he probably thought he took off and didn't actually just stick around.
I feel like right here he would have saw him though. If he jumped off and took, I don't know. I feel like with the timings, I think you take the gamble there and just pretty much you got to think he's in red there because he did shoot.
Even then though, I mean the strat in any 2v1 is someone hop, someone look over. You have to roll that dice. They were both playing for the kill, which made no sense.
Then also something that might be little, but Dashy got an ace this round, 4-0. He should have got off of this. They showed the comms at the end of the map in the replay, and somebody told him to stay on it. Like, nah, just stick it. Fuck it. Like, nah, he should have just got off. He clearly didn't get this.
That
Like,
looks
he
like
clearly
the
didn't get it.
fucking
He started off 4-0.
Decepticon
A
symbol,
streak in this game
dog.
could be a game changer. Like, and then he starts off the next round. He finds the first blood in the next round. I thought he should have hopped off of it, to be honest with you. I don't think he should have stuck it. As soon as he hopped it, I think we all knew he didn't get it. And they knew, listening to the comms, it sounded like they knew they didn't have it either. So I don't know. I personally would have got off of it. I think the streak could have helped him there. And Scrappy had a great map too. We've talked about Scrappy's S&D and how he really needs to work on that.
He's talked about his own S&D.
He has talked about his own S&D as well, but he has been really good in search and destroy. What do you think? He's just making some adjustments now and adapting his play a little bit?
Yes, I also think that Optic haven't played this map in a match in a while, which definitely helped.
And what did I tell you about that, Ben? Because I remember you saying this on the flank. You were like, "Oh, it's Karachi. It's their best map. They're not worried about it at all." Yet every team got infinite amount of VOD on them, and they didn't obviously play it for a little while. And so I think that was the worst case scenario for them.
It's what happens. Sometimes if you don't play a map for like a month in a real match, 2 months, then you come back the first time, and to your point, they've got a game plan, and you're going to try and do the same shit. It's not going to work, and we've seen with Optic and S&Ds this year, they're not always the best at adjusting mid-map, and Toronto gets one on them. And then there's control. I mean, you're queuing
We
up
had
play
to
right now.
yeah, we had to talk about the
Couple
control.
plays here.
The control is something we immediately we say, yeah, let's write that down. Let's
Back
see what
up
the
a
heck
couple-
happened. Yeah, yeah.
To see how what happened with Strap here.
Okay, so this far enough, Dan? Is this good enough here? So the shots come in. Kleenex
I
finds
don't
one.
think
So
they ever had info on Strap.
They kill him, I'm pretty sure.
On Scrap?
Actually, no, they don't kill Scrap. They're not right.
nah, Scrappy's behind him. They have no idea he's there. It's just the fact that Kleenex is able to waltz up street without anybody
what is
seeing
Ham
him.
looking at?
I think that's the biggest problem. The fact that Kleenex just runs up the street here, like if nobody has street, like
he gets
Ant
insane
did
timing.
Not see him there. Yeah, I was about to say that's the only time he had
now
it.
now that we just watched this again, he gets insane timing.
He's shooting at number 3, and then he goes to point, and
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
had no
see
idea.
Toby.
Perfect
yeah,
play.
he doesn't see him. Yeah, so he's probably calling somebody out deep street.
Yeah, like bench.
But I'm surprised. I'm still surprised about this play here, by AG and Dashy just laying down here. But they're both looking towards mid. I don't know. I think one of these guys are trolling, bro.
I think AG's in a fine spot. 'cause
Dashy's not even looking at mid. He's looking at like mannequin
Yeah,
door.
no, I think Brandon's the one kind of trolling here.
Which I don't know why he's looking at mannequin. Maybe he got a comm.
But
Maybe
that's what I'm
there's like a
saying.
comm.
They
He's
might
so
want to
he
see
heard.
this Scrappy.
Because Ken spawned deep, so they assume they thought someone
And
was pitching.
yeah, I mean it's a lot easier to call it out now, but in the heat of the moment, I don't know what the comms
So,
are like.
so AG's in cafe this whole time, which is fair. This is not a bad play. They're
The
actually both in cafe. They're
Number
doubled up.
5 might have known Scrappy was pushing right
Wait,
and
they
probably
Eif-
called it.
They Eiffel Towered cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It was
did.
when like Toby stunned him.
They
before.
were, and then they moved.
Then Brandon moved.
Yeah.
He went to
To
look.
look
He's looking at
window.
laundry.
Yeah,
He
and
thinks
now
somebody
it's
else
laundry.
threw.
And then Kleenex finds 1, jumps the corner, finds 2. Scrappy's on the pinch. They swarm the point. That's 3. And they only needed 1 tick. So this tick just goes by in the blink of an eye.
I'll say about this play, if Ant had actually seen the guy, I think they probably stopped this because he's getting a trade, and I can trust Ant to finesse in there and stay alive and probably get the 1v1. But
Yeah.
it's
And then,
insane timing. I didn't even notice that the first time I watched
I mean,
it.
in that round, it's just a checkout too, right? Because then it